Welcome to my Atari ST nostalgia trip, and today I feel like playing something historically significant. So welcome to ST Karate, or Karate I suppose, where you have to gain your way into the upper sect of the Holy Order, something that your father always wanted of you. And you must meet many opponents. Your journey will be a difficult one, with the finest fighters in the land trying to stop you. And from time to time you may be required to perform tests to prove your purity of mind and body. So the box art of this game says, and this all sounds like a very cheap International Karate ripoff. And while the game was released roughly at the same time on the ST International Karate version on the ST, the original of this game from the Sinclair QL is actually 1 year younger than the original International Karate. So it probably really is a ripoff, but let's not worry about that too much and just start up the game and see if it actually is any fun to play on the ST. Yep, and when the game starts up, it goes straight into this options screen with that music. I mean, really, that music. I have to shout to be on top of the music, but if I turn down the music too much, the volume, actually the volume of the gameplay will be too low, so I'm sorry you have to endure this. And funny enough, the game actually supported MIDI, but I doubt if anyone will buy an MT32 for this game. And if this music might sound familiar, I don't blame you, because when I played this game the first time, I thought it was a Paradox game, but it isn't. But if you look at the credits, here we are. The music was done by Janko Vlogel, who is sort of Mr. Paradox Software himself, who did all of the Paradox games, who coded all the games, and he, for some reason, did the music for this game. And oh my god, the music sounds really awful. But if you look at the credits, also, we find the historical significance of this game because the program was programmed on the ST by Steve Kelly. And Steve Kelly is the guy who later went on to program Xenon and who worked on games as Cadaver and Speedball 2. And that makes this game, because I think this was his first game that he programmed for the ST, that makes this game very, very historically significant. Is this game as good as the Bitmap Brothers games? Well, spoiler alert, no, probably not. It's not super bad, but it has its flaws, which we will find out when we play the game. Of course, one of the biggest flaws is the music, but we can't blame Steve for that. But I will turn the music back on, because why not? And anyway, those guys, they must be getting really, really tired from bending over all the time. So let's not waste any more time and just get straight into a game. And as you see, the volume of the music is now much lower because it has to be sort of aligned with the digital sound effects, and the sound effects actually play at 6 kHz, which means they can make sound effects with a frequency up to 3 kHz, which probably is sort of enough. And while they are not as nice as the sound effects in the International Karate Plus, they are actually better than the sound effects in the first ST version of International Karate. And the hit detection seems to be quite forgiving, which is something I actually kind of like in this game. The gameplay is very fast. You have to be... I mean, luckily for us, the air of the opponent is very, very slow. So the backgrounds of this game actually look really nice. And the AI of my opponent really gives me a lot of time to actually look at this. So he will not start fighting until I make my first move. At least in the first levels. Which is something I really like. And you see me making the same moves all over again. Mostly because actually... Sorry, I had to avoid that ninja star there. And the only jump I can make, I know, is a backward somersault. So the hit detection is actually quite forgiving. Although this bonus round is not. And I'm going to lose a life because this looks like a bonus. This looks like a bonus round, and it really isn't, because now I actually lost a life. Yeah, and I was doing another recording, but I was actually doing quite well in these bonus rounds. And now I'm doing not, because yeah, I made the video this is how you're supposed to play it, but I lost 2 lives. I lost 2 lives playing a bonus round. If you don't succeed, you lose a life. So if that bonus round, if you don't get all of the vases, it's not like you're just getting less points. No, you are losing a life, and if you fail 3 times, even if you were beating the crap out of your opponents before, it doesn't matter. So the bonus rounds in this game are actually deadly, which I don't know if it's the right choice. Oh, and I got hit by the ninja star, which is end of game. let's go straight into another one. Yeah, which feels a bit unfair. So I just lost my game entirely in the bonus round. And here, if I'm fast enough, it doesn't really matter. And the moves also, the moves in this game look a bit weird. I mean, look at this move, for instance. Who fights like this? Nobody does. And you have to hold the joystick to finish your move, which is also a bit weird. I can try to show you with a flying kick. If you want to do a flying kick, you have to keep holding your joystick, otherwise you will just make sort of half a jump, but not really hit anyone. And while the hit detection on the opponents is sort of quite forgiving, the hit detection in the bonus round really is not. Sorry, I had to stop talking there because I didn't want to screw it up again like I did in the previous attempt. Yeah, and I think that vase can also give you extra energy during the fight or something. But yeah, if I have to focus on that as well, at the same time as focusing on kicking these guys. Oh, that was so close! I just beat him. I had like 1 pixel of blue left. Yeah, I like to do just some somersaults, just kick the not shit. Sorry, I don't wanna. I wanted to keep my channel free of profanity. Sorry about that profane wording there. Yeah, look at that background. I think this is one of my favorite backgrounds from the game. That boat. Ah, the ninja star hit me, which is really bad for my form. Yeah. Well, at least I made it to level 7, which is further than I got before. But yeah, as I said, some of the moves look a bit weird. Some of them are really nice. They make you want to sort of hit your opponent specifically with that move. But you have to hold your joystick long enough, otherwise you will not finish the move, and that's... Ah, damn it, that was not... Ooh, again, it was so close. The stupid ninja star hit me again. Yeah, this bonus round is really difficult. I don't think I will make it through this one. How am I going to make it through this one? I mean... Okay, I don't know how I did that, to be honest. And this is the furthest I've gotten since 30 years ago, so... Yeah, did you look? Oh, look at that back kick. This is one of the weirder moves in the game also. What happened? I don't know what happened to the colors there. At least I beat one of my opponents, but one of them I didn't. And as you can see, when you're playing two opponents, the gameplay is actually becoming really, really fast. And I can't even, I haven't even figured out if one move actually does more damage than the others. But as we can see, yes, this is mostly an Aiki ripoff, but Aiki itself is actually already a ripoff of the Data East Karate Champ game, so I would say, why change a successful compound? We shouldn't complain too much about that. On the other hand, while the gameplay was really fast and sort of half engaging, while I turned down the volume of the music a little bit, I must admit I already got bored really fast in the game, because the fighting looks kind of weird. The only indicator that you hit someone is actually sort of this small indicator of hit, but your opponent doesn't really move. The backgrounds are really lovely. But apart from that, yeah, the game is actually not too bad, but it has two really big problems. I mean, the first one is in 1986 we already had International Karate on the ST. which was a great port, apart from the really poor hit detection in that game. But in every other way it was better than this. And of course in 1988 IK Plus came out, and I doubt anyone ever looked back at this game after that. But yeah, I had enough play for today. And the question is, of course, is this game completely pointless after IK Plus? And I would say not entirely. I would still recommend having a go at this one, because it's actually sort of quite fun for the time that it remains interesting. But maybe that's just because I also sort of have a thing for crappy fighting games. And I'm not saying this is completely crap, but it's also not very good. But yeah, you might have a go and enjoy the historical significance, and then go back to a proper fighting game again. And with that, I would like to thank you for watching.